Today we're going to take a look at and show you how to install the Dutton-Lainson Pull-Pin Easy Swivel Trailer Jack with 6-inch wheel. Part number is DL22560. Now this marine jack from Dutton-Lansen is going to give you the perfect solution for your small to medium size trailers, typically in a boat style trailer or any trailer that would have the straight style tongue coming off of it. It's going to work with trailer tongues that are 3 inches wide and 3, 4, or 5 inches tall. Now since this is typically going to be in a marine style application where this jack is going to be used, they've taken great strides to make sure, one, that it's strong by using nice heavy duty steel, but also that it's very corrosion resistant. The outer tube, all of our bracket hardware to connect it, the inner tube of the jack, and really any steel that you see here on the outside and the inside of both tubes have been completely coated with the Tough Coat zinc. Now, as another convenient factor, the jack can be tilted forward or rearward for storage. Just by pulling out on our pull pin here, we can rotate it that way if we'd like, or if we need to, we can also rotate it and store it the other direction. Now, to make sure our jack works good for a very long time to come, you see they finished off the top here with a plastic cap. That cap fits down inside and it's going to prevent moisture, dust, and debris from getting inside of our jack. That's going to keep the gears that we have here and here working very smoothly. The bottom gear is a floating gear, so it's going to index properly. You won't have any of the snags that we had out of some of the traditional style jacks when trying to use them. And those are going to operate the very large Acme screw that runs through the middle. This all adds up to very good life out of our jack and smooth operation every time we go to use it. We've got a large handle. You see it's textured and it also has a couple of grooves in there to give you good purchase or a good hold with your hand. And something I like as you use it, you can see that the handle actually extends out past the end there where that keeper is. In traditional style jacks, the handles were kind of mounted a little bit shorter. And as you would try to turn those, that keeper would typically dig into your hand, at least scrape it a little bit, if not cut it. This is going to keep us fully protected. We won't have to worry about that ever happening. Now the outer tube of the jack has a diameter of 2 inches, while our inner tube has a diameter of 1.75 inches. The wheel itself is going to be 2 inches wide. That's going to help to kind of spread that energy out over a greater area, so it's going to have less of a chance of sinking down into soft surfaces. And it has an overall diameter of 6 inches, which should help it roll over smaller type debris stuff that might be in our way. To increase maneuverability, you'll see the wheel is not mounted directly below the jack. It has a slight offset to the rear, so no matter which direction you try to turn or pull your trailer, it's going to follow the appropriate direction. Now the jack gives us a total of 12 inches of travel. That works out great, especially with our marine applications here, whether we've got a jet ski or a boat, something like that. They're typically stored in the fall, the winter, and what happens a lot is that that boat or that jet ski fills up with water. By elevating the tongue of the trailer up higher, it's going to allow all of that to run out of the back instead of sitting inside. Now in the fully extended position, we're going to have a bracket height of about 30 inches, which is going to give us a total of about 12 inches of travel, give or take a little bit. Now from the top of the tongue to the top of the jack, you can see here we're going to have about 8 inches of clearance room that we'll need, just so you can help ensure that that works. Then from the outer tube of our jack to the end of the handle, we'll have about 6 inches. As an added benefit, the hardware is also going to be included. We'll have our bolts, nuts, lock washers, and brackets on the back side. That'll keep us from running out to the hardware store to get new ones. Now in the fully retracted position, our jack has a bracket height of about 17.75 inches. Now when mounting your jack, you can mount it on either the left side of the trailer or on the right side of the trailer. It's really pretty versatile. You just want to make sure the single hole is at the top and your 3 holes are at the bottom. Now we're going to go on the left side, so we'll just bring it up where it's about even with the top. You see we'll place a bolt through both of those top holes. On the back side, we're going to place our plate. That's going to have the same single hole on the top, so you know which side goes up. Once we have that on, we need to put on one of the provided lock washers and one of the nuts. Do the same thing for our forward bolt location. And the same for the bottom. Now when we choose which slot we're using in the bottom, we want to pick the one that's closest to the bottom of our trailer. Now, while our hardware is still hand tight, we've got a good opportunity to put our jack up into the stored position. You want to make sure that when it is stored that you're not interfering with anything in the front or anything in the back, such as our spare tire carrier here. With that confirmed, we'll snug down all of our bolts evenly. To do this, you'll use a 9/16 inch wrench and socket. Now we'll get all 4 torqued down. And at that point, our jack will be ready for use. And that's going to complete our look at the Dutton-Lainson Pull-Pin Easy Swivel Trailer Jack with the 6-inch wheel, part number DL22560.